So this is the Film Garage 208 podcast. My name is Sarah and this is Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. So we have the girls from Laser Legacy Medi Spa today. So we have Malique and Madi.
Yes.
So you are...
Spa director and esthetician.
Yes.
I was joking right before
The
this
name is
headmistress. So it I messed up my brain.
Master Esthetician?
Master
Yes.
Esthetician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
welcome.
she's been with us the longest.
Yeah. How long's that been?
A little over 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Okay.
That's a long time. So tell us about Laser Legacy Medi Spa.
In Blackfoot.
In Blackfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
Yeah.
About your business before we dive into like you.
Just
more.
the general, what is
Yeah.
your business before we
A little elevator
learn
pitch.
about Malique and Madi?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're a small town, local owned med spa there in Blackfoot. Dr. Gordon Dixon is the MD behind it. He wanted to do something for clients that Blackfoot didn't really have yet, and he had been looking into med spas quite a bit and the laser devices. And he ran across Alma, met some reps, and then he pitched the idea to us, and he was like, "Hey, I think this would be awesome. Like, it's booming, and it's gonna work its way here." And I was like, "Sure." I worked in a construction office before, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go to training." And so we went to the trainings, and it was kind of hustle.
The
and
trainings
go,
being
yeah.
for management stuff or literally learning how to do like
Literally.
the lasers and all of that.
The
well,
med
I
spa
don't do any
Med spa
lasers or
things.
anything. I just manage. Maddie does
Gotcha.
all the lasers and
Uh-huh.
aesthetics, but I go to the training, so I sound like I know what I'm talking
Sure,
about.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
always good to go with them to their trainings because
For
then
sure.
I'm
If it were like
talking to
life or
clients,
death, you could
yeah.
probably do it.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't have the licensing, so I mean, probably
You're like,
shouldn't.
"I can't."
Yeah, but no, I really liked going to all of the trainings, learning. It was definitely different going from a construction office to going into the med spa industry.
So how recent
Yeah, right,
was
that's like
this?
9
It
days.
almost sounds recent from how
Yeah.
you're talking.
Yeah, I think we've only been open 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've
So-
only been open 4 years.
Okay.
So what was the doctor's credentials before? Like what was he doing before?
Yeah.
So
this.
he actually was a family care practice and an OB at Mountain View, and he worked at
Oh.
the Blackfoot Medical Clinic, and he was president of Mountain View at one point, and then he ended up having a stroke about 18 years ago.
Okay.
So he had to go back and relearn how to,
Do everything.
everything.
Wow.
And his speech actually is still, he has aphasia that he struggles with, but you would never guess. He is the most happy-go-lucky,
Mm-hmm.
most positive guy ever.
So was it like that kind of led him to opening the
Yeah.
med spa?
The
So-
career pivot or?
I mean, not necessarily immediately. He did family care still, and then he does wound care. But now he's like, I want to do something that I can, help even further.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's kind of just tapped into this recently, and
Cool.
he's done awesome.
Does he
He's great.
still do the family care and all that?
No, he stepped away from that.
Oh, great.
since. Yeah, he just really wants to help people with like hormones, weight loss, things like that.
Cool.
That's really cool.
And Maddie's been with us, like I said, 3
Since the
years.
beginning.
Yeah. And we've grown a ton. Like
And so you were there from the beginning too. Like you helped start
Mhm.
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We did that, and then when we start growing services and like expanding services, Maddie was the one helping me.
So did anyone have experience in like what a spa should look like, a med spa before opening it? Like the literal like building out your office space,
Yeah, like
did
starting
you
from
have the
ground
experience
zero.
somewhere else or
I actually had just graduated from school.
so you had an idea?
The only thing that I really knew was what I had gone to school for, which when I was in school, it did have, a spa side of it that was an actual business. So that's the experience that I had previous.
So like when you went into building out the space, how did you know what you needed?
It was a lot of learning.
Yeah.
I think that we got a lot that probably wasn't necessary. And then was, we were missing
Some
a couple
lessons
things.
along the way.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot of learning curves for sure, and figuring out what's going to work, what's not going to work, especially for our area here.
That's
what works here
true.
isn't what's going to work in Arizona or Florida.
Yeah,
you know?
you were listing off all of your services, and there's so many different
Yeah.
things, so many different things. So it's like, where do you even start? Like when you're building out this whole business.
Yeah.
Because you're listing it off like, and then you have like the price points for everything. It just gets so complicated.
It gets a lot, but
Yeah.
I think we have a pretty good what's the word I'm looking for? We have a pretty good system that we work with
Yeah.
right now. We just started doing lasers in the beginning, and so we were just strictly doing laser.
In the
hair
beginning was
removal.
just
Yeah, it was just
lasers?
lasers. We didn't have any of the
Oh.
aesthetics,
Were you
the
in that
vitamins,
same
the Botox.
office?
No, we were in a smaller office before.
Okay.
We outgrew that one and are in the office we're in now.
Yeah.
But with my education,
Interesting.
continuing learning, I'm like, lasers are hard to push through the summer because when you're out in the sun in Idaho, we only get so much of summer. Some of the services they do, you can't be out in the sun immediately after
Oh,
getting
really?
laser service. So that's when we started talking, and we're like, what else can we do to help clients all year round? And that's when we tapped into vitamin therapy. And then she had educated me about, the medical grade aesthetics that we could do. So we started expanding and doing
So you
that.
weren't doing Botox or any of that stuff in the very beginning?
No.
And we weren't even
grown.
doing like facials or
Wow.
anything either.
So
Yeah.
how long
You
were you
could have,
just
'cause-
doing lasers before you were like, I'm going to start dabbling in a couple more things? Was it just a couple of
it was
months
about
that you
6
were like,
months.
6 months. 7
wow,
months.
so you did like a whole 6 months of pure lasers.
Yeah.
Was it, how was that?
It was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. We had gone to trainings in areas where you can do lasers year round. And they also had the Botox and the facials and the aesthetics on it. And they have clients that will do lasers year round. But we don't live in that.
Yeah.
We
And
don't
it's like
have
it's a
that.
hard, I guess, not hard thing to sell, but like,
Yeah.
it's one service to like sell a lot of, like a lot of
Exactly.
laser.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And people, it almost seems selfish to do to some people to take care of your skin and self. And
Like,
so
yeah,
we're
it's like a
trying to
luxury
change
on
that.
yourself
Yeah.
that you're-
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Versus you're living in this body forever.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take that.
I'm so sorry.
You can answer it. We can pause and
I just better make sure
chop
it's not
this
my
up.
kids.
Yeah, no, go
Go
for
for
it.
it. Okay.
Seriously, yeah.
And
Yes,
then we weren't doing
for the
Botox.
6 months of
Yeah.
lasers. Yeah. Okay. And so then were you going through trainings actively at that point, deciding like what next or what
What led to that? Like
Yeah.
at 7 months or so when you were
Yeah.
like, we need more.
I think
the turning point?
It started because we had started in January, and then it hit about July, and we were realizing, oh, this
Midsummer.
is slowing down,
Summertime.
And so we were just trying to think of how can we generate more business throughout these months that we can't really push our services. So I just went to Mick and just kind of told her about all the different options that we could add on and kind of get us through our summer months.
And like Botox you can do in the summer doesn't affect.
Right.
Yeah. Botox, facials, lashes, brows, just all of those services
Diamond
that
glow,
don't really
hydrofacial.
affect.
So how long after you started doing more services did you move into that bigger space that you're in now?
Yeah.
A year.
So pretty quick that you outgrew your space. So were you having to hire more employees then? How many people did you start with?
Yeah, so we started with just me and one other girl, and then we had Maddie, and then Maddie came on, and then she did her own practice after that, and then it was just us, and then our RN at the time, and then she started doing Botox, and we started growing into that, and now we have Maddie, Ryan, and Sierra that are there, and Maddie and Ryan are both Master Estheticians, and then Sierra is our RN there that does
Okay.
the Botox. So now, and Gordon, he does our hormone replacement with Sierra and weight loss, things like that.
Yeah, because everybody has to be qualified for different things.
Yes, you have to have
it's so complex.
specific licensing.
Yeah.
Not so much in Idaho, but
Sure.
in Utah for sure.
Yeah.
It's just different every state.
Yeah.
But we like to make sure that we're licensed either way, you know, just to
It's
make
nice
sure.
to say.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes
And-
people feel more comfortable.
Yes, it does. And I feel like the aesthetics industry is getting a little bigger here. And so I feel like those bigger med spas might
Sure.
start, moving this way. And so it's like laws may change.
True.
Things may change.
Stay on top of
Stay
it.
on
Be
top
ahead
of
of
it.
that.
I've had a lot of people ask, what's the difference between a spa and a med spa?
So usually a spa is focused more on relaxing most of the time.
Okay.
So they'll do like massages, relaxing facials, and like nails a lot of
Okay.
the times. A med spa has to be under a doctor's license so that they are able to offer things like Botox, filler, A lot of our like skincare lines we can only carry under a doctor. Some of our like machines,
Our devices, our
Yeah.
lasers, the hydrofacial, the diamond glow. You have to have a MD license, a doctor license to get those devices. The skin pen, the microneedling pen that we use, and a lot of the vitamins for vitamin therapy. We have to. We go through a compounding pharmacy that we get our vitamins from. And
It's like a lot more.
So like med
so much
spa
more.
is like medical.
and it's
spa.
targeting
Literal
yeah.
medical spa.
Right. And
Yeah.
even
inside
doing
and out.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, even doing like
That's
a
cool.
facial at a med spa, we can target more at a med spa too with our corrective and our medical grade products.
I see. Versus just going to like a standard esthetician somewhere per se.
yeah.
So it's almost like a med spa is the new spa, because it's like, why would you go to just a spa anyways if you can go to a
Like the
med
best
spa?
of the best
And
almost,
people
or like the medical
will go
grade.
to spas like to relax, you know, if they want
Yeah.
a good massage and facial.
Sure.
But if you're wanting
Yeah.
more corrective treatments to, you know, treat skin issues or, you know, internal issues, then you would aim more for a med spa.
And those are kind of like different demographics too, a little bit. Like
Yes.
the
Yeah.
people who are just going to a spa to relax and hang out
Well, and
versus
I always,
like a medical-ish procedure.
Yes.
right. I
Yeah.
always tell
Yeah.
people too, it can be intimidating going and doing a medical facial or medical service. So it's always great to have, you know, your estheticians as well that do the relaxing facials, you know, not
Sure.
med spa, you know, because it's always good to have the variety, because we do have quite a few around our area and they are really great at what they do. So being able to work together and, you know, share clientele has been
For
awesome.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the things, I'm just curious, like as a company, as you've grown, because you started from just you two. So like building company culture and that kind of thing, is that as you've grown, how have you handled that? Or what have you done to, I guess,
Yeah.
embrace that?
It's been growing pains for sure,
Yeah.
because I've never been a spa director before. Never been.
Were
in
you a
this
manager?
position.
When you were at the construction place, what did you do?
I was like an office administrative assistant.
Gotcha. So you weren't managing a role below you or anything.
Telling someone
no
to do
I-
anything.
No, I was
Like
you
follow
know
up
the
and all
one
that.
being told.
Sure.
And you know I loved it. And I worked in a really great office. That it was never, I'm too good to do this role. It was, if you see someone that needs help and either struggling, it doesn't matter what it is, you go help them.
Sure.
Because you're building the business is what it is. And I feel like I've carried that into Laser, because just because you're a certain position doesn't mean you can't help your coworker.
100%.
Yeah.
I
And
think having a good team is like a game changer. Just having people who want to build everybody else up, but also the business, and they'll kind of do whatever it takes to do so.
The same mission.
Yes,
a little bit
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
exactly. Because there's, for example, like Maddie and Ryan are both estheticians, and there's times when Maddie's going back to back and Ryan has some downtime. Ryan will go help Maddie flip a room, or vice versa. Maddie will help Ryan, and
Sure.
oh, Ryan
Yeah.
has a brow service next. Let me set up the room for her real quick.
Yeah.
And it's not, well, that's not my problem. It's not my client. It's
Yeah.
like, no, we
Yeah.
have a business, a reputation. We take care of our clients, and
Yeah.
they're just good people.
For
which
sure.
is
Like the end
awesome.
product is the whole goal, no matter who's doing what piece. Like
Yeah.
it needs to
Exactly.
get done.
Yeah.
Exactly,
When
yeah.
you come in, when you come into the spa, whether it's Maddie, Ryan, Sierra, I'm so confident in them, you know, in their integrity, their personality. They're gonna get taken care of.
You're going to get a good service no matter who you're working with in our business.
That's really cool.
So they probably interact with like multiple of you guys. I mean, like if they come in for an appointment with you, they probably see you and talk to other people while they're there. I assume then if
Yeah.
that's how you're running things, which
People
is nice.
bounce rooms sometimes. Yeah.
Because sometimes it can be awkward when you walk in to have an appointment with just one person and everyone there else kind of ignores you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the kind of the cold shoulder, like when you get in, where you're like, you can see me, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm in your business. Like, hello?
You still acknowledge me and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one thing that we really try to do to set us apart
Yeah.
from especially other spas in this industry, because I think that is a very big stigma. We try to just be very welcoming to everybody to make it a safe space so that people feel so comfortable when they come in. They know
Sure.
that we care, and not only does the person who's working on you care, but everyone there cares about you.
Yeah.
And I've heard from a lot of clients when they come out of the room that you guys make them feel very comfortable, which is so rewarding to hear as like the director. I'm like, okay, we're doing what we need to do
Great.
for our clients, you know.
Don't need a firearm.
We've had clients come in. Yeah. No, never. No. But I love it too, because we've had clients there's a tire shop down the road, and there's a client that walked in and she goes, I'm getting my tires rotated, but I don't want to wait in their waiting room. Can I wait here and hang out with you guys for a little bit? And we're like, yeah, sure.
I love that.
What do you want to talk about? And we have,
great.
stay-at-home moms that come in, and they come in and they'll get their service, and then they're in for a little while after talking. But we know, you know what, they needed to talk to someone. They needed to get out, and that's okay. We're not going to.
The fact they felt safe
them
enough to come
out.
in there is pretty
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
We always talk about like afterwards, if someone is like, you finish the job or the photo shoot and then they like sit down and hang out for a while, you're like, oh, okay. Like, I guess we made this a really comfortable place. I love that.
Yeah. It's a big compliment.
Yeah,
It's a good
great.
sign.
It's a huge compliment. Exactly. And our
Yeah.
events, even, we'll have people, we'll say our events will go till like 5 p.m. We'll have people there till like 6:30, 7 p.m. just hanging out. We're like, we love you guys.
You're like turning down the lights. You're
Yeah.
like,
Wait a
time to go.
But again, that's the beauty of being in a small town, I feel like. And,
Totally.
being a smaller, tight-knit business, we have, a great relationship with each other. So it spreads into our clientele, I feel like, too. And I mean, you've had clientele get you stuff for your wedding. I mean,
That's great.
people getting our nurses stuff
You're
for their
making the
baby
right
registry.
friends.
It's a good community, and it's a different feeling when they come in and they're excited.
It is always sweet when they like bring you something and you're like, wow, you were thinking about me.
Yeah, it's
Like, that's
sweet.
so sweet,
Yeah,
actually.
just building like real
Yeah.
relationships. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
And then you think
awesome.
about them randomly. You're like, I haven't seen them in a while. I
Yeah.
hope they're okay.
Yeah,
Especially with what you do, like it's trying to help them. So if they're coming to you, they probably feel like they really need the help in some way.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
the
vulnerable.
fact that you,
Very
yeah,
vulnerable.
yeah, exactly. You have to be vulnerable. And if you can like make them feel good about it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's done a lot of stuff for me, and there's a lot of things that I was really insecure about. And, it's hard talking about what you don't like about yourself or what you want to fix.
For sure.
And
And pointing it
feel-
out to someone.
To a
You're like,
stranger.
this right here.
I mean, it's just hard looking at someone and being like, what do you think I need? And it's like putting them in a awkward position,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
with their knowledge, they know like how to help, what to do, what products, treatments to use. But it is definitely one of those things that it's vulnerable for sure.
Yeah.
But we try to make it a safe space.
Do you get people who come in and ask you that? Just what do you think I need?
Yes,
Really?
all the time.
And you
the
just
time.
have to judge
Yeah, and one thing that I really like,
based on science.
we have this machine.
Yes.
It's called our skin scope. You put your face inside of it, and it lights up a blue light, and different things will come up different colors. So sun damage will come up a certain
Cool.
color, oil, blackheads. So then
It's
that
like
way,
your flat face.
yes.
Okay.
So then that way they're able to
Nice.
see it. So then I
Yeah.
can kind of be like, do you see the orange
Like
on
literal.
the screen? Yeah, instead of being like, I think you've got,
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
cool.
hard. Yeah. And we never want to look at a client and be like, because what if they have a beauty mark that they love? And then,
Yeah.
You're like, let's remove
let's
that.
remove
I've
that.
almost edited that
know?
out of someone's face before, like editing
Really?
pimples and like
yeah.
editing out some. Yeah, I've almost.
And then
done
I'm like,
that.
wait, that's a non-edit.
Yeah.
Probably.
Put that back. Put that back.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been like, wait, no, that was a mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what if I point out something that they've never noticed? I'm like,
That
do you see
too.
like that wrinkle right there? Like, I've never noticed that. I'm like, oh,
They were expecting you to just be like a little comment, not like
Yeah.
just totally tear them down.
right, exactly.
Yeah. And we learn from experience because we go to trainings and the trainers are very, very honest. And
Yes.
so we're like, maybe we should, be a little nicer.
With you guys, like
Yeah.
teaching you guys in the
Yeah,
training.
they're
you're
very
like, that was
blunt, very
harsh.
honest, but they're
Yeah.
teaching us.
Yeah.
And so
Sure.
it
So you need to
teaches
know that.
us how to go around and go about with clientele as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the trainings have been awesome, all the ones that we have been to. But it teaches you, even though you see something, ask the client first.
Uh-huh. Sure.
What do you see? What do you want?
Even though it's obviously on the screen right there. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see that you want to fix?
Uh-huh. And then it's just from there based on like budget or what they feel like addressing first. And
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, and some people don't want all the end results that other people want for
What's
Botox.
that scan
you
called?
know?
I want to do that.
The skin scope?
Yeah, it's called the Skin Scope, and it's from one of our skincare brands, SkinCeuticals.
Ever done that?
no.
Sounds cool.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Sometimes it hurts your feelings.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
it sounds
I probably don't.
like, can you
want
all leave
to.
the room while I see the results?
Right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
definitely do mine alone.
Yeah.
Like, no one look. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Mexico and came back, and I was like, I didn't even burn my skin. And Maddie could see it because she just has the eye for it. And I was like, I'm fine. And she's like, put your face in the skin scope. And I put my face, and
Stop.
I was like, fix me. And she's like, no, you should wear your sunscreen. So
Sorry.
I had to wait 2 weeks because I got a sunburn.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're just
Crazy.
always judging. You always know.
It's, kindly.
Yeah. It's part of your job. You have to. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all see
I will
things
call you
in our
out.
jobs.
I am not afraid to call you out, but also
Yes.
Well, that's great. That's pretty funny. I'm sure people appreciate it though. Like
Yeah.
you want someone to be honest about that.
yeah.
That's one thing I love is I know I can go to Maddie and I'm like, or Ryan or Sierra. I tell them,
I'll cry about it
do I
later.
need to do
but-
something?
Exactly.
What do
yeah.
I need? And they'll be honest. Even if I don't want to hear it, they'll just be honest, you know? I feel like you need that. You need that tough love a little bit sometimes, that support.
I'm sure
That's
maybe
a true friend, though.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
will tell you something that will actually benefit you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Thank
that is
you.
one thing that I feel like has helped me a lot is since you've worked there, she's become a very, very close friend of mine. And so I feel like that's helped a lot.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that would make my confidence in like anything that you guys did better. Just knowing that it was like medically, like I could see, like, oh, that's just-
Factually
versus you
based.
just saying something that
Right.
went over my head, and yeah,
Yeah. Well, and what's nice too is we can do one pre-treatment and post-treatment so
A
that
skin
they
scope?
can really see, like, we'll
Interesting.
take pictures and be like, did you see all of the discoloration that popped up here and now it's gone?
So by before treatment, after treatment, are you meaning like one facial or thing, or like 6 weeks of things?
So it just depends
Okay.
on like what we come up with as far as a treatment plan. Some people don't care as
Yeah.
much to completely remove things.
Okay.
But we'll do one pre-treatment, and then depending on the downtime of the treatment we did, we'll do one once they're healed.
I see.
Usually it's about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it'd be like one service.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can see change that immediate
You can.
after one
Yeah.
service. Wow.
Yeah. And we always do before and afters because it's hard to see the change when you look at yourself every day in the mirror.
Totally.
We have clients come back all the time. They're like, I don't see a difference. And then we pull up the before and afters and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
So those are so important, the progress photos.
That is really important. And also just for you guys too.
Yeah.
Because I can see people being like, I did not get the results. That wasn't it. And you're like, it's literally right here, actually.
Yes. Yeah. It
People.
definitely helps us out. Yeah.
So on that, I guess, like, do you try to get people coming back on like memberships or anything like that, or is so they're not just doing this as a one-time thing?
Yeah, we have our membership that we do where people come in once a month for a treatment. The commitment's 6 months, so they get at least 6 treatments done. That helps them keep on top of regular treatments so that they're getting the best results.
I feel like you would have amazing skin after 6 months of doing regular treatments.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys do them
What is
regularly?
what does that
I
include?
do, yeah. So the regular treatments, it includes like our microneedling, chemical pills, facials, some of our IV drip, signature bags, oxygen therapy, vitamins. Am I missing anything?
And it's just one of those
Some
each
laser
month, though?
services.
Oh, some of our laser services, yes.
Cool.
One service a month.
Okay.
Lasers vary because it's either per area or you get 60 minutes. And once that 60
That's what I was
minutes is up,
curious about with that.
yeah, after 60 minutes, it goes into your discount. So members get 30% off additional services
Okay.
and certain products as well. So after that, you get your discount. But every month you get your free service.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like what would be the best service.
Yeah, what do most people use it for?
I think, well, most people come in for a consult first. We discuss what their goals are. It's nice where they're doing the membership. Budget doesn't come in as much. So
That's so nice.
We can really
Yeah.
dive into just their concerns.
Seriously.
Come up with a good treatment plan and then get them to the best result.
That's such a good point, that the money isn't a concern. That's like huge.
Yeah. It
Because if you're
definitely
coming
helps
in
people
once,
out.
you're going to be thinking about that. Like,
Exactly.
Totally.
I'm spending all this
Well,
money
like,
for an hour.
A micro needle, isn't that like, I've paid like $250 for
So
a
we
micro
charge
needle.
$180.
Yeah.
But with our membership, you can get it for
For-
$99.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
half off, basically.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great deal.
It is a great deal.
Yeah.
But it's helped us stay consistent with our clients and their treatments.
Did
and
people jump on that deal?
We have grown a lot in our membership since we launched that. I think it was last October.
Well, that's great that people have been so receptive to it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, I've loved it. And I love the memberships because we create a relationship with our members. It's just different when you see them, month to month. And it's just so great
100%,
when they come in. And like I said, we're a small office. It's a small community. And so, well, how was your trip? Oh, your daughter, did your daughter have her baby? How's being a grandma? It's just nice talking to people, getting relationships.
Yeah. I'm sure most people have a lot of problems, not just like a one-time fix thing. So they probably need the membership. In all honesty, like we all probably need it.
Yeah.
And preventative.
Like everyone just
Yes.
needs to,
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah,
Once
preventative
you
is a huge
hit
thing
30,
too.
maybe sign up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, we even have
Seriously.
people in their 20s who come in and get their lashes and brows done or just a relaxing facial.
Do you get a lot of people doing the recovery stuff?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, athletes.
High school athletes or like older?
We actually have had high school athletes. I think our surrounding ones are Snake River and Blackfoot.
I was gonna say,
we
I feel like
do
they
have,
would eat that up.
yeah, and then gym members that come in.
Yeah.
Runners.
Yes, we have some
Marathon
runners,
runners.
marathon runners.
What's the pricing for that, for the IV therapy bags?
So IV therapies start at 120 for a
Okay.
signature bag, and then it goes up once you start customizing, up to like 180. Then we have our NAD. So like NAD, that's like a 2-hour
I feel
bag.
like I've heard about the NAD. Someone, wasn't that one, like it's supposed to be
very
really good
trendy
for
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
like when you're hungover, the ones you use?
No, it was the one that's supposed to be like, I guess you explain it.
It's
you know what
very
NAD is.
anti-aging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
so
detoxing.
A lot of like celebrities are doing it right now.
Okay.
For anti-aging benefits, but it also has a lot more benefits than just.
Yeah, it detoxifies your entire system, your kidneys,
Wasn't
your
it like
liver.
cell turnover or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that Taylor, the Modwell nurse Taylor, mentioned
that's what she was
us.
talking
She was
about?
talking to us about the
Yes.
NAD bag. Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's a
are
good one.
awesome. We love the NAD, and we do NAD injections too.
So then that way, if you don't have time to sit through a whole bag,
Yeah, 2 hours. That's a long time.
yeah,
It's 2 hours.
then
Oh,
you can
wow.
just
Yeah.
get a quick injection, go about your day,
Huh.
get the same benefits.
Okay.
And that's something you offer just for anyone. That's cool.
Yeah.
There's a 2-hour and a 4-hour bag that we offer,
Damn.
just because with the
Wow.
potency of the NAD,
Yeah.
you want to introduce it to your system slowly. You don't want it to shock your
Interesting.
system. So
I guess that makes sense.
yeah,
Have you tried it personally?
I haven't. So one thing about NAD that
Yeah.
they talk about is that it can interfere with certain medications. And one that they say don't mix it with is antidepressants. So that's one thing we make sure
Interesting.
if you're on an antidepressant,
Sure.
don't take NAD. So I personally haven't tried it.
Yeah.
I have, and I really enjoy it. I
You
really
notice
like
it?
it. Yes. I do the injection, and so I was doing it once a week, and then our
wow.
pharmacy, it went out of stock. It goes out of stock every once in a while, so I'm getting back on my injections again. But I just feel it kind of gives you like a head rush when you first get it. We have
Yeah.
clients sit down in the office after they get it because it almost can feel like pressure when you first get it. And it can like
Like in your
yeah.
chest?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And it kind of can make you a little lightheaded because of the
Yeah.
potency of it. So I always say if you're wanting to get it, make sure you have time to come in, sit down, relax for a while. Just because the potency of it, it definitely
So
hits
what
you
is
a
that
little
immediate
different.
effect that you're feeling?
Just more energy. I feel like I have more
Okay.
mental clarity.
Your brain's awake.
My energy, energy is a huge thing for me because having kids,
Yes.
I need all the
wake me
energy.
up,
Yeah.
literally.
Yes.
Wake me up.
Yes.
That's real anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? I feel like it just helps me mentally too
Sure.
with like knowing that I'm doing something to help myself.
Okay.
So, getting my vitamins
Kind of
helps
goes
me a
full
lot.
circle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So many different things that you
So
can get
many.
there.
Yeah, so many.
So enticing for the monthly membership.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Though?
I know.
Do you promote
Yeah.
that on socials?
We
Yeah.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Is that
promote it on our Instagram and Facebook and then also on our website.
Who runs all your socials?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By yourself?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's yeah.
She does a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a
I
lot
have a lot
on
of
her
help
plate.
though, because I will say I'm a millennial. She's helps me a lot with my posts and my editing because I'm like, I'll look at something and be like, does this look like too old? What do I need to
Maybe
fix?
It's a little boomer right now.
Yeah. I'm like, what should I do? So they help me a lot with, figuring out what to post, or I'll be like, what's trending right now? What should we do? And we have fun with it. I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all proud of your post, and then she's like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
oh no."
Like, we're gonna change this edit just a little bit.
Yeah. And if you follow us on social media, I always misspell stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not the best speller. Yeah. I'm working on it.
Okay. So wait, what is your social media for people to look you guys up?
So we have Instagram and then we have Facebook and then we don't have,
Yeah. Our Instagram handle is
oh, is that what you're
Laser-
asking? See what I mean?
But our Instagram handle is Laser Legacy _Med Spa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think our Facebook is
It's just Laser Legacy Med Spa.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Facebook.
yeah.
don't know.
And then our
She's like, "We're on the corner of 17th."
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, just Facebook and Instagram.
and then our website is laserlegacy.net.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So do you guys have any advice for someone who is wanting to, I guess maybe like start a business, like jump in? What would be some takeaways from this?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep your head up and keep going, because I think the only time that you're going to fail is when you give up and when you are like, I can't do this. This is too much. But as long as you keep your head up, try to keep afloat, then
Push through the hard times.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people see successful businesses and they're at their peak. They're, successful, happy. It's like, but they didn't see all the reps they were putting in, those late nights, the gut punches, the, little things that happen and the big things that happen, that people don't see because a lot does happen. So I feel like just being consistent and resilient. You have to be super
Not
resilient.
comparing yourself to other people. You have
compare.
no idea where they started.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
You're at
looking
a
at
different path, different
Exactly.
stages there.
Yeah, exactly. And have a good support system around you. That makes a huge difference. I feel like when you're around other people, and in our industry, a lot of it's women, be around women who support women, women who want to see other women grow.
For sure.
And just, that goes for everyone.
For sure.
You want someone that's going to be in
Someone who
your
supports
corner,
you.
even if they're not where they want to be yet. They're going to be cheering you on when you're growing, And so I feel like that goes hand in hand.
That's a life lesson right there.
Yeah.
If they're
Yeah.
not cheering you on during your good times and your
Yes.
hard times.
Yeah, exactly.
if you ever need some good life quotes, Mick has them all. She comes up with
We'll get
some
those
good
printed
ones.
on some shirts
She'll
later.
have some shirts.
I read a
all
lot
her
of
stuff.
books. I'm reading a lot of books right now, a lot of self-help books because I feel like,
So you're full of quotes.
yeah,
She is.
yeah. And
Very
TikTok.
introspective. And TikTok.
I watch TikTok a lot.
Audios.
Yeah.
Yes, podcasts.
It's good to be
yeah.
introspective.
Yeah.
I feel like you should never feel like you are done learning or like
Yeah.
you made it, I guess you could say. Always keep growing and pushing yourself to grow.
And I feel like that's huge in this industry because it's constantly changing. There's
Constantly.
new technology,
You
new
need to be ready to
techniques
go.
coming out
Yeah.
all the time. And so if you're not willing to continue to grow and learn, then you're going to get stuck.
You're going to be left behind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great point.
Yeah, kind of on that real quick. Do you guys go to other places or other where do you learn about these
Secret
new things?
shop.
Yeah, how do you find out about like a new technology? Is there like a
So reps will help us a lot.
okay?
We do.
They reach out to you.
Yeah. Your school will update you guys that you went to. And then even just going around and, talking with other med spa managers or other people in the industry. I like to pick people's brains and I like to talk to them about, is this working for you? What's not working for you? Just because I manage a med spa doesn't mean I can't learn something from another med spa.
Sure.
And
Especially if they're different locations.
Exactly.
Too. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do the hair follicle treatment stuff? Have you seen those?
the scalp
The scalp. It's like
analysis stuff.
No.
That's
like a
another big
Korean
thing right
thing,
now
like-
is the scalp
I've
health.
seen those.
Yes.
I want one so bad.
Yeah.
I do too.
The scalp scans and
I-
all that.
I
Like the 2-hour
believe-
hair washing.
Yeah, I
Sounds
believe
great.
that you have to have a cosmetology license to be able to do things with hair. So yeah.
And we
That's
don't have a
gonna be another
cosmetologist in
Yeah,
there.
we gotta get somebody else
Sounds
in.
like a cool thing. Yeah.
It is so cool. The analysis they do before and after, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I've
think I
seen
would
some
be
of
They're
them.
like,
Mortified.
yep, balding.
Right?
You see all this gunk in your hair right there?
Just
Yeah.
paid $4,000 for that.
We do PRP hair restoration though. That's where we take your
Oh.
plasma and Dr. Dixon will inject it into your scalp and it regenerates hair follicles.
Interesting.
And, stimulates hair growth.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've had quite a few men
Why
come
go to
in.
Turkey? Just go to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the
right?
price point on that versus a $3,000 hair transplant in Turkey?
Yeah.
So I think a single treatment runs at $400.
Okay.
So that's where you sit with a single treatment. It does come in packages, and you can get that package, at a lower cost if you pay for it all at once.
Yeah.
Or with the membership, you get 30% off of it.
So you guys literally help with everything.
That's cool.
You're like,
Yeah.
I see you're slightly balding. Let's
Yeah,
check
let's
out.
fix that.
Yeah.
Or even the Caravive with the hydrofacial. They did that to me, and I am a head picker. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
kind
it
of like a
anymore.
little-
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
my nervous thing. I
No,
sit here and I pick
same.
my head, and
Yeah.
I have scabs everywhere. And Maddie's like, stop doing that. And so they did the Caravive on me. I had scabs in the gunky jar from them doing my scalp. And I was like, okay, we're going to stop. We're going to stop now.
Yeah, you actually
Seeing
got to
it
see
helps.
it. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a no.
I was like,
that's
hey,
a no.
no more. Yeah. But then you get sent home with a spray too. And it helps with like hair growth and stuff because she's
And
like,
then they put gloves on your hands for like 2 weeks. So you
yeah,
can scratch.
exactly.
You're like, I got
Exactly.
a dog cone on.
Send me pictures of me like balding and be like, do you want to look like this? Don't do that.
Like 4 strands of hair come
That's a
out
good
every
friend.
time she
I
picks
know.
Yeah.
one out. I'm
I
like,
know.
No, I've thought about that too. I pull like a little one, and then every single time I'm like, there's a hair every time in my hand.
Yeah, I'm glad
It
there's
adds
another.
up. No,
she
it's
does
me.
it
I
too.
literally, I just can't stop with my hair. And I see videos of myself, and I'm like, God, I hate myself. Stop doing
I love
that.
how my hair looks, and then I just sit there and like mess with my head and my hair, and I'm
And it
like,
gets greasier and greasier.
Stop. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pull those hairs out of like my beard. I'll like feel a hair and I'll pull it out.
Really?
Like your long hair.
Oh, just like a weird
It's
hair.
your hair. It's like
Oh,
kind of
my
like-
hair in
yeah.
your beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cute.
Relationship goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Last plug. Where can they sign up for you guys? LaserLegacy.net.
.net. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then you can find them on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
DM all the things. Malik might know what to do to respond.
Maybe I might message Maddie and be like, hey, how do I respond and sound hip and cool? Yeah. I love it. We're like
Classic.
totally different ages, but we go together so well. I love it.
It works out.
Yeah,
it does.
sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. Sounds like you have a good thing going on.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
I love it.
It's been awesome.
Plans for the future, real quick before we
Yeah.
end it.
We do have something new coming.
Oh,
Yeah. In the near
is it a
future.
secret?
It is a secret.
Can you tell us?
It's a secret, apparently.
can't.
So what's it start with? The first letter.
Mm,
What's it end with?
She's
the
not
last
giving out
letter.
What's
any
it rhyme
secrets.
with?
I don't know. Okay. I'm not good with
Okay, we
words.
wall ruin it. But stay tuned because we'll have something cool.
Yeah,
so
maybe check out their
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
She'll reveal it later.
watch their stuff.
Okay, bye.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.